A spiffy lager today.
I've got some of those.
That doesn't surprise me. All right, guys, welcome to live review number 26. Got a feeling that's incorrect. Yeah. All right, so let me just pause the video so I can read the comments. So yeah, today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm joined, of course, by Dean, the usual co-host for live reviews on the channel. And we're also joined by another legend, Tony Howard from Big H Brewing.
A legend in his own lunchtime.
How are you guys doing tonight? All right then. So tonight we're going to be Doppelbock themed. There's no real premise to this. It's more just a talk about one of my favourite beer styles, and we'll obviously get into that with the wonderful chaps that are joining me tonight. And yeah, so it's all about the Doppelbock, which is that classic German style, which Tony did suggest that we do this show. He was dead excited, but obviously had a change of heart.
Yeah, pressure's on now.
It certainly is.
Especially because I had one earlier, and I'm thinking, do you know, that's not as good as it was. It was like 6 weeks ago, but we'll see how it goes. We shall see. See how it goes.
To be honest, this has been a long time in the making, but it just never came.
So this is a vintage Doppelbock now. Then
it's now a vintage Doppelbock.
It's an aged Doppelbock. So, but I'm glad that we could finally get it sorted, and I'm looking forward to it. So, the first beer that will be, well, I'm not sure how we'll approach this, whether we do a comparison or we just taste whatever, because I don't know what you guys have brought along as well, but I would imagine we've all got a bottle of the Big H Brewing London Doppelbock to have a look at, which was kindly sent to both Dean and myself from Tony, with some other beery treats, which I've got like 2 or 3 that I still need to drink that are in the cupboard. But yeah, so the London Doppelbock. Now, I don't know whether I should put Tony right on the spot so he can give us a talk through his creation.
So I don't mind, because I'm a big Salvatore fan. I think it's like I think you said before, it's like the granddaddy of Doppelbock. It's the original, and I love the beer. I think it's great. And so my thought was I would like to get close. I never thought I'd get very close, but and they're very secretive about the recipe, so you have to kind of pick in bits and bobs up from around, and like they have a selective yeast, and you don't really get your hands on it. But at the time when I did this, I thought I was so surprised the way it came out. And I just used a light malt and 4 different Cara malts, but nothing. So I used a Cara Munich, Cara Pils, Cara Gold, and Cara Hell to go along with the light malt. And I just used Mittelfrüh hops for bittering and a little bit of aroma, because it's not really about the hop. It's all about the malt.
Yeah, definitely. And but yeah, it certainly looks like a lovely build. And Salvatore is one of my favourites. To be honest, I don't think I've ever really come across a bad Doppelbock.
I had one that I found was really coffee, strong in its coffee aroma. I thought it took it the other way, and I can't remember what it was called, but I did a review, but I haven't actually put it online. But overall, you're right. People aren't going to put out a bad one if they could help it, really.
No. So was it an easy beer to brew compared to other?
No. I found it that I was. It's quite long. Was quite drawn out. I took the temperature down really low with it. Then I brought the temperature back up and did a lot of mucking around. And fiddly. It's a fiddly beer. Really, it's not like banging out a IPA.
Yeah.
So it was quite complex. But then I do brew by accident, so
We wouldn't have it any other way. So I think what we should do is, since we've all got the beer, we should do probably just a little bit of a tasting of it, see where it's at now. Because I've had this a few months. I can't remember exactly when you did send it over.
Yeah, you've had it a while.
But it has been a while.
Good couple of months. It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah, so I think first of all we'll have a look at this, have a little bit of a taste, see what it's like, and then I've only got one more Doppelbock. Because
what's your other Doppelbock?
my other Doppelbock is the Celebrator from Eyinger.
Yeah, that's the one I thought was too much on the coffee side.
Too much on the coffee. I
think. Yeah, I may have. I'll go and look in my box, but I'm thinking that was one. Comes with a little.
Yeah, the little goat.
Goat. Right, I'm cracking mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna open mine as well.
It's all in. We all got different glasses. I think mine's more traditional.
Yeah, yours is much more traditional. I actually don't think I've got a German beer glass or German.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Exactly.
I should send you one.
With shit engraved.
Beer in the glass. I've got a great head off mine.
Yeah, it's
not much in the way of head on mine.
Got about half a finger's worth on mine. But I think that's just the way I poured it. But it's certainly ticking all the boxes for the appearance.
Colour's nice, I think.
Very
not
nice.
too dark. Dark chestnut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creamy white head.
That's looking really good. Yeah, give it a sniff.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
It's got quite a punch.
Doesn't smell bad.
It smells really boozy.
It smells really
nice. That's like Christmas pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Boozy Christmas pudding for sure. Yeah, that's a really nice whiff to it. Yeah.
It's got a lovely aroma.
Yeah, that's pleasant.
Yeah.
It's a bit barrel agey sort of whiff for me as well.
Yeah, it has. It's almost got like a port barrel sort of character. Getting a big hit of vanilla as well in mine.
Well, it's ticking the box note-wise for me so far. It smells absolutely bloody great.
Yeah, it smells and looks fantastic. So I think we should just...
Yeah. Prost.
Prost.
Yeah,
Cheers,
Prost.
Tony.
Cheers.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's quite fruity.
Yeah. Also like a berry, slight funk note to it.
Yeah, big on the berries. Yeah.
Getting a little bit of a very subtle tart aftertaste on mine, which is nice.
Yeah, but it's subdued though, isn't it? It's not. It's just a little bit of a tingle on the tongue. Yeah. Tony, I salute you, sir.
Yeah, you've done a cracking job on it.
That's not a bad beer.
Yeah,
That's
that's drinking
absolutely
really,
wonderful.
that's drinking really, really good. That is for the ABV on it. It's
Yeah,
it's more
I said 7, but I think it's nearer 9.
Oh, fair enough. Well, if that's the case, it's
in borderline Imperial Doppelbock.
yeah, an Impidop.
Yeah, we're getting down down the Eisenbock road. I've got one of those.
I think that should be your next brew challenge.
Oh yeah,
Make an ice bock.
that'd be a series of videos, I should think. I don't know if you can see that the carbonation's not bad. It's quite gentle coming up the glass. I'm quite happy with it. And obviously on my glass, I've got good lacing. So.
Yeah, I'm generating some good lace on mine.
Yeah, I can see that there. That's yeah. I'm happy with the beer.
It's really nice and sticky on the end as well.
Yeah, I think its mouthfeel is nice. It's not leaving. It doesn't leave that chlorine, syrupy. I don't get the syrupy of some beers I get when they get up into the high numbers. Yeah. You're thinking, woof. I mean, I could drink 3 or 4 of these.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It has got that feel to it for me as well. It's very, very Moorish. It's not too heavy. That fruit berry sort of thing in there. That's perfect.
Yeah,
it's not too over the top.
It's not too sweet.
No.
Yeah, it's not too sweet. Yeah.
And I can see the Salvatore in there.
Yeah.
It just has that bit more of a bite to it.
There's a bit more of a bite, yeah, a bit more. I mean, I wasn't stingy on the hop either. I was like, get some in there. And then when I kind of dry hopped it a little bit as well and flame out. The hops went in again. So I used three rounds of hop. But middle through isn't hugely, I don't think, a bittering hop, but I like it. I've used it a lot. I use it in a Helles as well.
But I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah, that's decent beer. I'm so relieved.
That's got Christmas Day, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's my Christmas. It's my Christmas Day beer.
Rightly so and all.
I'm not sure what state I'll be in by 9 o'clock, but we'll see.
Oh no.
But yeah, happy.
Is that in the morning, Tone? Is that 9 o'clock in the morning?
The wife thinks we're going to visit the grandkids in the morning, so we'll see. Yeah, pleased with that.
Yeah, I definitely would be too.
It's going down really easy.
Yeah, it's
so it's not a lot. There's not a lot left in there.
Yeah, if you had like you said earlier on, mate, if you had like 3 or 4 of these beers lined up, like here and now, you could just get lost in chat and just open another one, pour it, drink it. It's just got that sort of session feel to it.
Yeah, pleased with that.
Well, I think we can. Oh, sorry, Tony.
When I drank it before, and I put the Salvatore next to it, and the one you're going to do, and I thought I couldn't really notice that mine was homebrewed beer and not to the same standard that I was drinking. I'm not saying it was Salvatore, but at the time after I'd had a few beers, I was thinking, yes, I'm going to go commercial. It's not hard, this lark.
Would you be rebrewing this, Tony? At some point?
Yeah, it's going to be an annual kind of beer for me. So this will be one of my Christmas beers.
Yeah, and it's got all the characteristics of why I love this style.
I don't repeat many beers that I do. I like to experiment a lot. I've got at the moment a lemon Kolsch, which I've just bottled up, and that's like what I like to do is just keep moving, trying different things. I spent a year brewing just Helles, and just as an experiment because people just don't do it, and it's such a hard beer. I have so much respect for Augustina to turn out such a perfect beer, because having tried repeatedly to get there, and you're thinking, bloody hell, that's a good beer, and I never really did. I think I did 8 Helleses in style, and out of the 8, only 1 I was happy with.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get to that standard, and so I just buy Augustina now.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, this is tasting. You could have been given a bottle from Germany, and you'd think that you were drinking a locally brewed Doppelbock.
Yeah, I think so. I've chugged mine; it's gone.
I was supposed to be taking my time with that because I had a Christmas party last night, and I'm still feeling.
Oh yeah, I heard you were going to the Christmas do. Did you get shagged in the toilet?
Unfortunately not, but I was trapped
terrible.
in a hotel room with 21-year-olds for an hour.
Nice.
Oh,
which they were partaking in some unsavoury activities.
All right.
So I felt old, and I'm only.
You're not
20.
that old either, are you?
No, I was like, what am I doing with my life? And then I went to Wigan, which
and then
is
you
the
went
answer
to
to everyone's problems.
There's nought wrong with Wigan.
There ain't.
Well, I went to Retford last weekend.
How did that go?
It was good, but I kind of turned into a grumpy old man towards the end of it.
Was that against anyone who went? Or...
Yeah, it was.
Oh, really?
I don't care. I don't. People that throw up in restaurants don't do it for me. So I
went on a bit of a rant.
Got a bit annoyed about it. Yeah.
It's completely understandable, actually.
You know, you're not 16. You was a grown adult, so yeah, that kind of annoyed me, and it put a bit of a downer on the evening for me. But it was still a good time, and I had some lovely beers and met some nice people, all the home brewers that went there. It was a good day. Didn't appreciate the 6-hour journey home on the train, but that was all right. But yeah, so if we do it again, maybe we could try and do something, because that was all home brewers. Maybe we should try and sort something else out.
Yeah, try and get the other side of the beer tube.
Yeah.
It'd be good to get those two different parts a bit more intertwined.
Yeah, but it would be, I think. It's good to get a mix and see how people think. Because we do think a little differently, I think.
Well, yeah, definitely. I think when you're actually brewing your own stuff, you've got actually more of an insight into what goes into a beer. So when you come across reviews that are just Negative.
Terrible review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they're like
sure it's that
question.
bad.
Yeah. Where they're
I'm not
like,
sure it was that bad.
yeah, where they're questioning like the skills of the people involved in the brewing. But I suppose if you've got the brewing background, whether it be commercial or homebrew, you can actually appreciate it a little bit more than some of the more opinionated beer reviewers.
So you can. There's when you. I've been to beer festivals and people like serving bad beer up at a beer festival. Howling Hops, to name but one. So I went, and their beer was awful on the day. But like all of their beers tasted the same.
Mm-hmm.
But there was actually nobody there from the company representing. They were all like people that were just serving. So they didn't really have a valid interest in what was going on there, I don't think. So that the beer was off. It's like, your beer's off. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. Your stout tastes like your lager. It's not right.
Oh, God.
No. Sounds like Twisted Barrel in Coventry. When I met up with Harry. We went there and all of the pale beers that we had on that night all tasted like medicine. Like you'd put
go on.
It's like you'd put like an Alka-Seltzer in water, or like a flavored like stomach pill or something like that. It just had this metally
there's a
fruity.
notorious TCP kind of thing that also appears on some beers. It's where they haven't balanced their water right, as a rule. Yeah. So it causes a kind of infection, and you can't save it, because if I use my tap water down here in the south, it's shit because it's so chlorinated that you have to put so much. You have to take it off, leave it in a bucket, leave it for like 24 hours, then add Camden tablets, trying to neutralize it all the time, leaving it again. It's a pain in the ass. So I just buy bottled water now. So most of my water is like from Buxton.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like the water supply where we live. There've been times where it's like I'm getting ready for work at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I turn the tap on, and it's as if someone has just right before you went in there gargled with TCP, and it's coming through the tap, and it's like, what is this? So you have to like wait 5 minutes for that to die off. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like
I get that nearly all the time down here. So I run the tap, and I'm going, Jesus, what is coming through this tap? I'm not drinking that. And if I'm not drinking it, I'm certainly not brewing with it.
No.
Same water. Yeah. I'll borrow you. I just fucking filter it down.
Yeah, hard boil.
So we just buy bottled water and we drink it. We don't, unless it's boiled, we don't use tap water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never been a fan of drinking tap water in general. I know.
Well, when I was growing up, that's what we had. It was you just drank tap water.
It just makes
capsule pop.
Yeah, it makes you feel sick.
Now that we're like all gentrified, we're like, bottled water now.
And you can get canned water as well.
Wow.
Canned water. Canned water.
Why
I didn't say that about.
Why not?
Yeah, you may as well.
Is it in a tall?
Oh, it's a tall boy can. It's like a proper.
Oh.
I just don't get it. I just do not get it.
I'm not getting that.
So, I think we can say that Tony's Doppelbock is a resounding success. Obviously, put him on the spot once again, but hand on heart. Yeah, hand on heart. That's a genuinely authentic, high-quality tasting Doppelbock for me.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
And,
Here.
yeah, and you know, you're in good company with people who love this style as well. So
That's true.
yeah.
That means a lot. It means a lot for me to get you to say that. So I'm relieved.
Yeah.
You were sitting on the fence before. I haven't had a lot of Doppelbocks, but that's equally as good as the ones I've had, mate.
Yeah.
But I think if you've not had a Doppelbock, I actually think mine's a decent one to start with because it's not super strong. I don't think, as some can be.
Yeah.
That one that Peter's going to do next, I think that's right up the top of strength wise.
Yeah. See, I've always found Salvatore's been the one that's got the biggest hit, almost not necessarily boozy flavour, but you detect the alcohol a bit more.
I think it's because I find it more coffee comes out on the one.
Giving them one piece.
I'm going to go and have a look and see if I've got that in my box. I'll be back in a minute.
And while Tony's going away, I'll just have a quick read through the comments. So, got a few comments from Terry, from Terry's Quick Beer Reviews. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing okay. And he says, hello, Mr. Clueless. Or you're late, it's unacceptable. That was before the stream started, because one day we'll begin on time. But it's always a bit last minute when I get these sorted, so I do apologise. And then we've got Aussie Brew, who says, nice one. How you doing, my friend? And then Terry says hello to Dean and asks, where's Craig? I think Craig is currently on a bit of a pub crawl, from what I saw on Instagram. So I'm sure
is he in London?
I think so. Let me just have a look, because he might have updated his... because he started doing Insta stories now.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think he's enjoying the British craft while he can before he ventures off to London. So Craig is currently at Stalk and Company in fairly local to him, I think it is. So, cut a long story short, that's where Craig is. And then Terry says, Dean's audio is a bit hit and miss. There was a little bit of an interference I heard a little bit earlier, but nothing too bad. And Terry wants
microphone on its way up.
Yes.
Hello, bye-bye.
Well, I don't know about you, but where the weather here is absolutely atrocious. So that might be a little bit slow.
Yeah, it's maybe this headset knackered. Well, I can't have it any other way because all the kids are up and about at the moment. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
No, I can hear and see you're okay.
Okay.
And then Terry asks if any of us are on Untapped. I am, but
I am, but
it.
Very rarely get on it.
Yeah.
I can't remember last time I updated it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I've got a profile, but yeah.
I just
not
lose
that
track.
active on it. Yeah, I can't be bothered with all of it, to be honest with you. I haven't got the time for it.
Yeah.
I just concentrate on YouTube really now.
Yeah. Tell you what I do hate when I'm out and about and you're seeing people tapping their beers while they're at the place. Not even drinking it, but like untapping it and giving it a rating. I've seen that a few times. I'm like,
Yeah, I probably have as well.
it's like you posy bastards. But yeah, I don't know what it is about Untapped. It's like probably once every few months I get inspired to see what photos I've got on me phone at the time, and then just tap them, and then that's it. But I conscientiously update mine at all. It's a good way to find out what's on tap at like your nearest like venues and stuff, because I was very concerned about the beer selection at the hotel, the party I was in.
What was the selection?
Not too bad. They had a fridge with the likes of Goose Island IPA, Flying Dog Easy IPA, which had a couple of bottles of that. Old Speckled Hen. They had Feasted on tap, so that was like probably the go-to beer all night. But they also had, which I'd never seen before, Carlsberg Unfiltered.
What?
Yeah, which just tasted and felt the same as regular Carlsberg. But I was a bit gutted because they had like an amber version of Carlsberg, but they just didn't have it on tap on the night. So I was like, shit. So yeah, it was just like Tetley's for the rest of the night.
Tetley!
Which I think's a good little beer, actually, when it's the lines are okay.
I've had it for years. Would you say it's marginally better than something like John Smith Smooth?
No, nothing's marginally. That's the worst beer on the planet.
I do find those sorts of beers do like meld into each other, so it's hard to compare them. Because when you're drinking them at like a pub or something, it doesn't really make too much. But it's
John Smith Smooth is the classic 80-year-old man's club beer. Down to club, we're going to have it. John Smith Smooth. Pint of Smooth, please.
So he's already had a pint in the morning when he's got his paper at the local pub.
Yeah.
He's rolled his...
Yeah. And then goes home to a nicely cooked roast dinner.
I'm not saying it's wrong to drink it. It isn't my cup of tea.
I don't know. It's got a little bit more flavour and body than something like Heineken or Carling that's on. But at the same time, I'm not going to turn down like a pint of Heineken, because I think that's for what it is. It's a solidly enough brewed sort of macro lager. When
I was growing up, Heineken was like one of the elite lagers. It was like Heineken was, like seen as
posh foreign beer then, wasn't it? I suppose,
decent quality foreign beer. If you went out and you went, Heineken, that's all right, I'll have that. Because you thought it was foreign and it was decent, but it wasn't.
It's very substandard.
Now it isn't, but back then you were thinking you only had a choice of 4 or 5 beers anyway.
Yeah.
Is that what that would have been when Carling was Carling Black Label then, wouldn't it?
Carling Black Label.
Yeah.
Rodney's Red.
Yeah.
I was in Aim Bargains the other day and I looked down at Skull in there.
Skull?
$1.99 for cans. I thought I'd get them just for the sake of doing a review, but I didn't.
I actually used to quite enjoy Skull.
Yeah, it's worse beer.
Yeah. There's always worse beer. It's a good way to excuse your buying decisions. You can always say, there's always worse beers.
For me, the ultimate worst beer is Foster's. I absolutely cannot get it to my lips, even.
See, mine would be Carling.
I'd go with both of your Carling and Foster's.
There's something about it. It just, I cannot even get it past there. I have a real blockage with Foster's, and I know a lot of people drink Foster's and they love it, and good luck to them. But for me, I cannot. This even I can smell it a mile away. I know what's coming, and it's like I'm not drinking that. I know what you've got. There must be. I'd rather just go and have a Courage light ale than drink Foster's. Actually, I don't mind Courage light ale.
We never see that.
No.
Yeah, I was very, very shocked to see Carlsberg Unfiltered.
I've never seen it.
I'd never heard of it until I was like looking up, because I was like,
where were you?
What was that?
Where was that? Where did you see that?
That was the hotel that we were having the works do at.
Oh, right.
Best Western Hotel. I think that's the chain. But yeah, not a bad selection of beers, and considering it was a hotel bar and the fact that there was a party going on, not too badly priced, because I thought I'd be paying at least 3 times more than I would be. And then I went to Wigan, although did manage to get a pint of Camden Pale on tap, which was an interesting beer for Wigan.
Camden Pale.
Yeah, that's travelled.
Yeah. And I think they had that Goose Island session beer that's been recently released in the UK on tap as well. But I was like,
oh, is that Midway? Is that called Midway?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I've not got around to trying that yet. But anyway, so I've read the comments, got everyone back. What's the next beer that you two are going to drink on this Doppelbock bonanza?
I'll have to go and get mine then, won't I?
Well, I've got a Salvatore. I've got a Closter Cheyenne Poculator.
I've had the Hellers that they've done, which was in a budget supermarket in Germany.
I've got a Tusha Bajuvator.
Yeah, I remember I bought a 6-pack of that in Germany because we were going to a friend's house.
Yeah, I bet that was cheap.
Each bottle erupted.
Yeah. Oh, that's a worry, isn't it?
But did I open them over the sink after the first bottle? No, I was still sat down, opened the bottle, a big gush.
And then I've got the Nordbrau Eisbock.
I think Harry's drank that one and he was not a fan.
What's the ABV on that?
Are they from Ingolstadt?
They are from Ingolstadt.
Yeah, I've had that Hellers, which was unimpressive, but I've always wanted to try that Eisbock.
Well, the ABV on that is I can't even see the ABV on this bottle. Oh, only the 9.2. Not as big as it could be. So I'm actually probably going with the Salvatore.
That sounds good.
So,
what have you got then, Dean? I
Well,
think I know what you have got, but
yeah, you had a brief look at that on the bottle share. La Truce Musketeers, is it a Canadian brewery?
Oh, yeah.
Out of Quebec. It is the Grand Cuvée Doppelbock, 8.6% ABV, 7 bottle with a caged jobber on it. Yeah, I've never had anything from these guys before. I don't even think I've had any Canadian craft beer before. So this is the first for me.
I've had a few. I've had a couple of beers from Steamworks and a few beers from Collective Arts. That's about it, really.
I do have the McKellar Schwarz beer.
See, I'd like to try that. I'd like to see how McKellar does a Schwarz beer.
Yeah, I've got. What I was going to do is I've got that, and I've also got a proper, authentic German Schwarz beer, which is interesting because there's their one, which is a little 330ml bottle.
Yeah, I can't get into the fucker. Oh, I don't say I have to use Fullscreen.
And then I've got the Kostritz Schwarz beer, where you get the 500ml.
That is a classic.
And I could have got 3 of those Michelas, like the 3 of those to one of those Michelas. So
yeah,
I kind of scratch my head and trying to justify how, because I don't think it was brewed in the home nation.
No, I think McKellar pretty much brew in either
Belgium.
De Prof in Belgium.
Yeah, this was Belgium, De Prof.
Yeah, I don't think they've actually got their own sort of brewing facility.
I think it's very expensive there, isn't it?
Yeah, I know Tuol are going to be actually having an actual brewing facility in Denmark. So it wouldn't surprise me if McKellar do eventually, because, you know, they pretty much own Copenhagen for the beer scene.
That's true.
Every bar and restaurant is either stocked with McKellar or owned by McKellar.
Oh, you've poured already?
Yeah, we're just getting straight into...
Right, I'm going to do the Salvatore.
Yeah, and as we saw earlier, going for the Salvatore, which I've had this bottle for a little while. Can't remember when I actually picked it up. But, yeah, that reminds me, I need to stock up again on German beers.
I think you sent me a bottle of that, didn't you? A while back with the... You get like a little finger of it.
The little goat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept my go.
Yeah, got my goat as well.
Got my little go. The best thing about that beer.
So, are you genuinely not a fan of it because of how coffee?
I just maybe it was a bad one. I will get another one. So now, mine in the glass. That's the Salvatore.
Yeah, this is what mine looks like. Pretty much same color. Obviously, I noticed with
yours is darker, I think.
Yeah. But going back to your Doppelbock, of course, with it being homebrewed, it's going to be a little bit hazier and cloudier.
Yeah.
Then, because these are crystal clear, but to be honest, shouldn't really make too much of a difference.
The Salvatore is crystal clear, and the carbonation is nice coming up the glass on the Salvatore. Did you say yours is a Canadian beer?
Yeah. And it smells really, it's like a malt loaf.
Are they in Montreal?
Quebec.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's the Three Musketeers. Les Trois Musketeers.
Yeah, Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Quebecese. Because they don't speak French.
Gotta say, this isn't as inviting as the Doppelbock we had earlier.
I've got a little bit left. I've saved a little bit of Tony, so I'm going to do the same, mate.
I can see where you're getting that coffee.
Do you get it?
Character, yeah, I'm getting that. You get it a lot on the nose, and you also get that sort of just like bitter coffee flavour as well.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's not like a roast, like a gently roasted coffee. It's like just bitter.
It's like they've took a spoonful of coffee out your jar of instant.
Yeah. Put a bit of gold blend in there.
Yeah. Not Nescafe.
A squirt of camp coffee.
Yeah, a bit of camp coffee. The camp coffee salt. The camp coffee.
That would be nice.
Campator. That's what they call it.
Okay.
I mean, it's still a lovely, high quality, traditional, solid tasting beer, but it's a bit one dimensional.
Yeah.
What I'm finding with the one I'm drinking, and I'll just go back to Tony's. Flavour wise, all the flavours are in the right shop. The only difference being for me with these two beers is this Canadian jobber, the body's a bit more thicker than Tony's, but flavour wise, it's a bit of berry in this one as well, the same as Tone's. A little bit boozy. I mean, this one's 8.6. What did you say yours was, mate? 8.
Yeah, mine was definitely in the 8s.
8.
So very similar, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's just the body that's different on it.
It's actually a little bit thin.
Yeah, it is thin.
Yeah, it is a very thin Doppelbock. I mean, that artwork, I could just...
I love it. I mean, I love
I could look at that for hours.
I actually think that the best thing about that beer is the bottle.
Yeah.
And the little goat.
Yeah, more of like the gimmick of it as opposed to the beer itself. But again, it's not... I wouldn't say it's a bad beer because...
No, I don't think it's a bad beer either.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favourite of the Doppelbock.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I mean, I think my favourite is probably the Assambock from Weltenberger.
I've got that in the shed.
That's
a nice beer.
in general.
Yeah, they make good beer, and they're not they're not the most famous.
No,
but they do make really good beers.
I might get a few bottles of that actually. Christmas beers Europe now. You've said to need that.
Yeah. Potentially going to get a beers of Europe stock up on some of the German stuff.
That's one thing you can't sort of take away from beers of Europe. They do pretty well with German and Belgian beers. And a few of the American stuff as well, to be honest. It's not the most sort of hyped beers that they get in, but they stop.
Yeah, I get most of my German beers from Beers of Europe. They've normally always got something to drink, and they do get. It's like you can get kind of an obscure Schwarzer beer, which isn't the most common beer to get hold of. Yeah, I can't knock them. I don't like the new website, but I'll get used to it. And
I've not seen the new layout yet.
But I like the old layout. It was a bit. I got used to that as well, but the new one is so different that I had to. It just isn't because it's different. It's just not the layout that I was used to. So you just have to get really used to it. People don't like change, do they?
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I'd like for them to do. I hope they've got the categorization of beers a bit better, because I've noticed when I was doing the last German beer haul that I did from them, even if you went into German beer, it wouldn't show you all the German beer, because some of them hadn't been labelled correctly as German beer. They'd not put the actual country.
That's true. So it was like I'd start German, look through what they gave me, and then I'd go specific that I want to look for.
Yeah.
And then you were more likely to pick everything else up. I mean, when you're stocking that much beer, though, I mean, they've got thousands of different beers. So,
oh yeah, that must be a pain in the arse to maintain that website.
I've even got Beer Hawk. Also, you can get German beers now and again. Different ones.
Yeah. I know that there's a beer shop in, I want to say Hamburg, that is doing delivery to the UK. But I think that's more along the lines of some of the more German craft stuff that we don't get.
I went onto a site, the German one, but they were kind of selling in bulk, and it was like it's not what I want.
Yeah.
So I left that one, but because Beer Hawk, I got the Augustiner Oktoberfest from.
Yeah, I'm still seeing bottles of that floating around.
Yeah,
I'd have thought they'd have all been.
I got one in my fridge.
I haven't had that here.
Yeah, you might. Beer Hawk may still have some of that,
because
I sent an email to Beers of Europe. I said, "Are you going to get this in?" He said, "We're not allowed." So apparently, there's a kind of a block from Augustana that says you can't. They're not. But then Beer Hawk got hold of it, and they're reputable, where they're quite a large owned company. So maybe there's a connection between them and Augustiner.
Yeah, because I was told by the guy from Northern Beer Temple who does stock German beers, and he's just going through a new German supply where you can actually get kegs of Augustiner if you wanted to have that ordered in. But he's like saying, what people don't realize is that a lot of the Augustiner that you see, specifically Augustiner, it's not really legitimately. It's all above board because it's all paid for, and it all. But
not
all the people at the brewery itself aren't too happy with a lot of the stuff that does get sent out, or the volume of beers that.
That's what they told me from Beers of Europe. Yeah. They said that they're very particular. They do not like sending certain things out, and if you get caught selling it, they were like, go after you.
Yeah.
Some chap will show up in his lederhosen and
in a briefcase.
In a briefcase, and serve you with a writ.
With accompanied by someone with an accordion.
Yeah. And an Alsatian.
You've been served. But yeah, I found that when I was in Germany, the attitudes of the Munich breweries and beer scene, there's a little bit of they are very particular about their products being sold, and even the stuff that the bottle shops in Munich would stock, because when James came to Regensburg for the day. He'd already been to a few places in Bavaria beforehand, and it was like asking our recommendations for like German craft breweries. So I gave him like a list of any beers you see from this, and this brewery. Give them a try. So he went to one of probably the biggest bottle shop in Munich, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't sell that trash here. It's mainly Bavarian craft beer because we don't like the quality of the beers that we've been getting." So there is that really big sense of them being particular, but also I discovered from one of the breweries in Munich that used to be part of the Oktoberfest called Giersinger. They were like saying the main three or four breweries that usually do it all came together and demanded that this brewery could not have a stall at the festival. So there's a lot of stuff like that does happen in and around Munich. So I think that could play a part in that. It's sort of like the way Belgians see beers. They don't export their beers because they want people to come to them and experience it there. But yes, it's a strange little world.
I subbed into a German guy, Braxators, and he does craft beer in Germany, and they were at a craft beer festival, and nearly all of it was British, and American, hardly any German, which was sad.
It is there though, isn't it?
It is there, but it didn't. They seem to be keying on stuff we've all drunk. Yeah.
It's like they're more excited to get cans from like Verdant sent over than actually some of the stuff that's being brewed within their own city most of the time. And it's like, well, just support your local. If the beers aren't of a good quality, then support them to that point where they could potentially grow. Because if you're just having, we've got founders coming in this month, it's like, that's all well and good, but you've got plenty of talented traditional brewers and craft brewers in Germany now, so just promote that. Because I definitely think the market for craft beer in Germany has grown ridiculously in the past 2-3 years.
I mean, like Meisel, is it Meisel?
Meisel and Friends, yeah.
I've had a few of their beers, and I thought nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, I love the big bottles that they do.
Yeah.
Mark's Chocolate Bock, is it?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a belting beer, that is.
And the chocolate porter that they do, which I think you can get in some places now, pretty much tastes like they've turned Blue Riband into beer.
That's not a bad thing. I could definitely drink that.
Yeah, this is hello.
That's an idea. I'll put that on my list. Blue Ribbon biscuits in my beer.
You want to do something like a sticky toffee imperial stout?
Yeah.
Sticky toffee tiramisu, DDH, cryo, Baltic porter soured stout. That's the one you need to do. Yeah, I've never realised just how coffee-like
that is.
It's almost as if they've
put coffee in it.
Added coffee into the beer.
There's a spoonful of Nescafe in every bottle.
Just see like a painted poster from the 70s of a bottle and with crates of coffee. Just
That's right.
Still good though. It's still a good beer, but I don't think this is the best Doppelbock in the world.
It is a good beer, but it's, do you know, for me, that is, yeah, I've had it and I'm moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking a session of that beer.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
You're not going to the Paulana festival in late March and drinking 8 litres of that, are you?
Oh no.
I wouldn't have thought.
Is that the Stalk Beer Fest?
Yeah.
The fact that that exists is...
It's like, that's the one I'll do before. I think I'd rather do that than Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And someone said to me, yeah, see that festival, that's the festival the Germans go to.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest is for tourists.
Oh yeah, so touristy. And you're paying touristy prices.
And you can still afford a hotel room.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't, you'd spend the earth getting in there in October.
Yeah. You may as well just sleep on the grass.
Sleep on the well, some do.
Yeah.
Sleep wherever you fall.
Yeah. But yeah, Oktoberfest is one of the things that I'd like to experience once, just to say I've done it, because you know you're going to get good beer, you know you're going to get good food, but you're going to be paying 10 times what you should be.
What you should be, yeah.
Especially if you go to any sort of little town or city in Germany, chances are they've got their own sort of like spring festival and stuff, which is essentially the same thing.
The same thing, and you could do it all there far cheaper and probably have a better time.
Yeah.
I can remember this would have been probably going back 2016 when Craig came over with me, Craig and Harry. We did the first bottle show in Birmingham with Harry, and we went out on the Saturday night and we went into Birmingham city centre, and they had the German Christmas market on near the Bull Ring, and we walked through there to get to a couple of pubs that Harry was taking us to, and the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. You know, you had loads of people, everything was all orderly, and you could tell there was no trouble there or anything, and people were just standing around with steins of beer and just having a good laugh. And you know, it was lovely to see. And it was a bit of an eye opener. I was thinking, well, hang on, this is in Birmingham city centre and everyone's behaving. It was crazy.
It's unusual.
Ridiculously drinkable. Did you manage to try the Maxima tour from Augustine?
I've had it, and I think I've got one in my box that I was saving. It's a lovely beer, but it's not the best beer I've had from them, obviously. But I thought it was a really nice beer.
That's one I've found seems to, when it's here, because it's such a low quantity that we get, it's pretty much just snapped up.
You have to be quick. And yeah, people buy it like almost in the case, I think. You just go and get yourself 12 bottles of it. And they don't get that much of it as a rule.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Hold on.
Is it Pictanus as well? Have we reviewed that?
I think that was one of the
Countess?
first 5 reviews we did, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was that Erdinger?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, Erdinger.
That was good.
That's going back a while now, that is.
Yeah. Jesus.
You've reviewed that, haven't you?
I think I have. I've drank it loads, but I'm not sure if I have actually reviewed that one. That's an interesting one. That's like a slightly hoppier version of.
Yeah, I like it though.
I like that one.
And have you had that?
I've had that a few times. Can't really remember too much about it though, because it is going a long while since I did try it.
I like the bottle.
Yeah.
It's got a good bottle.
That's like one of the dearest beers on Beers of Europe, isn't it? It's like, is it £4.20 or something?
I got it on a deal, I think. But yeah, it's not the cheapest beer, but it is. It's only a blonde, really. I think. I don't think it's like a super strong beer from Hamburg.
It might be another beer. I recognise the label and the bottle's shape.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any German beer left.
I've always got German beer. One thing I have is German beer and Belgian beer. Right. Shall we try the Mikkeller? No, I'm going to save that because I'm going to do a snotty beer review and compare the real thing against
one of those reviews.
One of those when I'm.
Wouldn't be a prejudged review, would it, Tony?
Well, I'm hoping they can change my mind because I do have issues with Mikkeller. I think they're too expensive.
Yeah, they are very expensive.
Which are not the same issues I have with Brewdog.
What are the issues you have with Brewdog?
I hate their advertising on their bottles.
Yeah, it is annoying.
It just annoys me so much that it puts me off their beer. And yet, I reviewed one the other day. I haven't put it out, and they actually said this is a nice beer, except for the pretentious bollocks they put on the label, which just annoys me so much.
You're about Brewdog, yeah?
But it was it's a nice beer, but it isn't because you put this pretentious shit all over the label.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I did have an absolutely gorgeous Imperial Stout from them when I was at the Manchester Brewdog bar. Went over to the bar and said, "Oh, are you bottling or canning this?" Like, nah, it's just a small batch. And it's like, this is one of the best beers.
Stuff, but that's the stuff you want, isn't it? It's like, put that out.
What it was called? It was called like Zombie Radio Talk Show or something.
Oh yeah. Because I noticed on Instagram you've got a couple of abstract beers, haven't you? From
picked up the where have they gone?
Now, to me, that's what Brewdog's all about. Them sort of beers, you know, that's what Brewdog were.
Yeah, I picked up the Abstract 24 Coffee and Brown Sugar Baltic Porter, which I'm very intrigued by that one. 12%, 375 ml. And then, because when I was in Manchester, I was bored, and then I was using the Wi-Fi, and Paul messaged me. So I thought, Joe, I'm going to do a video call. So I was just like walking around Brewdog. This is what's in the fridge. And then he saw the abstract beers, and I was reading out which one, and he was like saying, "Peter, you have to pick me up the Abstract 23, which is the bourbon barrel aged barley wine."
Oh dear,
that's 40%, isn't it?
That's 11.5%. This one.
Mm.
But yeah, I think we're saving that for the. Is it the Kent piss up in October when Paul's visiting again.
Yeah.
Oh, he is coming then.
I think so. He's got the dates sorted, and the plan is the people who are going, we're just all going to chip in for essentially an apartment that can hold us all, because it works out much cheaper than actually just getting individual hotel rooms. So probably get that sorted. But yeah, it was this really gorgeous 14% Imperial Stout, and they've got no intention of bottling it, canning it, or release it. It's like
it's annoying.
Yeah,
that's what they should be doing.
Yeah,
beers like that. That's what I remember them from when I first got into it. They were like, they were pretty decent at making a bloody Imperial Stout. But now, like Tony said, all this bollocks on the bottles, it does my head in.
Yeah, even the name of the beer was a bit zombie radio talk show host or something like that.
That was probably, but I could see that as them. They were probably taking the piss out of themselves, because they must know how pretentious they can be on a label.
Yeah.
I didn't bother to all now.
But I do just annoys me.
See, your product placement of Tyrrell's crisps, Tony, has made me hungry, mate.
Oh, these crisps!
Yeah, what flavour are they, Tony?
Sweet chili and red pepper.
Oh,
these are freaking amazing crisps. I have an addiction to these crisps.
Oh, I love crisps.
Crisps and beer. It's like the perfect combo.
It is the perfect combo.
It's the perfect combo.
The fanciest of dishes. But
it's true. I mean, I've been to Belgium and had like dishes all flown up and pig's cheeks and shit, all done with beer, and then you can come back and just do crisps.
Crisps, yeah.
Crisps and beer. What could you want?
I tell you what, crisps are really good. The Guinness crisps.
Oh, yes, it's bang on. Guinness crisps, and they do two types of Guinness crisps.
Yeah, they do like the standard one, then they do like a barbecue sort of
kind of beefier.
Yeah.
Crisp.
Is that in the big, like the standard packet size, or
big bag? You can get them in a big bag, or you can get them in a smaller bag.
It's the same company that does the like Hobgoblin crisps as well.
Oh,
yeah. They work really well.
Birch chips or something like that, I think they're called.
Yeah, Birch chips. Yeah, they do them as well. Same company. And they don't taste like Guinness, but it just says Guinness on them, but they go really well with beer.
Yeah.
I recently got a box of beer from what are they called? Flavorly.
Oh yeah.
Those people.
I saw that video that you did. That's bloody good value. That is. What was it? 20 odd quid.
Yeah, about 20 quid. I think it was 19 something. I got 2 glasses. 20. It was like getting the Christmas Advent calendar in for 20 quid. It was like, yeah. So I've got this one. This is Wooloo Mooloo Milk Stout Tiny Rebel.
Oh yeah, because I think Tiny Rebel have got quite a few beers in that.
I got a whole heap of Tiny Rebel and one of the London breweries. Did a lot, and then I had a couple of Irish beers in the box. But quite a few Tiny Rebel beers that they'd slightly changed the names of, I think, to what they normally are.
So it's almost like pre-existing recipes, but just...
I think so. That they're calling it a collab, but I'm not convinced it's a real collaboration of anything.
Yeah.
Let me sort another beer out.
Yeah, the 2 beers that I'm probably most excited for to try next up are the Alchemist ones that I got. But I've got a feeling I'm going to be like, yeah, they're good, but we're producing so much better.
It's like you've got to try them beers,
yeah,
because of what they were back then. You know, I don't know. I've never had any of them, but I'd be intrigued to try them.
Yeah, very intrigued to try those, but I don't feel I'm excited as I should be about them.
I bet you're getting excited over this can.
Noble.
Green King.
Oh, that looks wonderful.
I got a 6-pack of that for £4.
Well, that's not bad, is it, for the money?
Premium English lager, and it's really not bad.
Yeah. For all the faults, Green King know how to brew good beer for the most part.
Yeah, well, people slag them off because they're Green King.
Yeah.
So they're. But I think you have to give people a benefit of the doubt sometimes and try them and be honest about it.
I'm doing a live review tomorrow with Christoph with Abbott Ale and Abbott Reserve.
All right. One of the Green King, I used to get a Green King. Oh, damn, what was it called? That was like their reserve.
Oh.
Came in a red labeled bottle.
Yeah.
IPA Reserve.
Yeah, IPA Reserve, yeah.
It was freaking delicious. But I don't see it these days.
It's weird how beers like that end up in like home and bargains and stuff. Like
that was a really good beer.
They've got bottles. My own bargains. They've got bottles of Mans in there for 49p.
Really?
It's crazy, isn't it? Just what you can find were. We've had a couple of comments since. So, Steamed Beach says, hi, Tony.
Oh, yeah, I know him. He's a good brewer.
Ah, I shall have to subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, no, really, really good brewer. Doesn't turn a lot of videos out, but he's a really good brewer.
Very nice. And Terry says, I must admit, I try to avoid Green King if possible.
I think with the brewery of that size, you've got to weigh up the good and the bad.
Yeah. Because I've had some really good beers from Green King and Green King like affiliated breweries or breweries they've taken over. But then I've had really bad beers from Green King. But I've drank much worse though. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. For what I think, for what you pay for what you get from these big boys, you know, it is what it is. I spent three, 4 times the amount of money on a bottle of beer or a can of beer, and it's been fucking diabolical from an independent brewer.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's carbonation issues or just crap.
Yeah, I'd much rather have a sort of like kind of safe, little bit boring beer than, oh, this is actually infected and will make me sick if I drink it. You know, you don't get that from the big breweries.
No, not. I can't say I've had one that was infected.
No, it's like most of the time when you get a bad beer from a big brewery, it's because where you've bought it from.
It's the third party, isn't it? It's the storage.
Yeah,
it's
been kept horribly.
Yeah, that's not the brewery's fault, is it? If that, you know, you've got like, you know, let's say Own Bargains, they buy a job lot of their IPA off them and just don't store it correctly.
No, it sits in a warehouse.
Yeah, it happens.
then gets under the lights in the wrong place, and it's like, well, that's what's going to happen to it.
I mean, it's like if you take, like, I don't know what it would be, but like Green King's like least regarded beer, and if you were at the brewery trying it from the fermenter before it's been bottled, it's at the point where it's ready to go, or maybe just before that when it's not been fully filtered or whatever. If you're drinking it there and then, you're probably going to have an absolutely wonderful drinking experience. But because they put it in clear bottles, and because it could be sat on a shelf for longer than it should do, and it comes to you actually having the beer in front of you and drinking it, you're going to have a shit beer experience compared to what they're tasting at the brewery. Because a brewery like Green King, it's not just some person walking around trying the beer. It's, I'd imagine, the quality control. They take it very seriously.
You'd like to think so with an outfit that size.
Yeah, and the person who is doing the quality control should know what they're talking about. But yeah, I don't know. But that being said, I've had some absolutely fucking awful beers from Green King, so I can't really back that up too much.
We still need to go back to that East Coast IPA though.
Yes,
Peter, just for nostalgic purposes, because that was like, I always got back to that because I was like my introduction to you, really. It was on your channel when you did that beer.
Yeah, that was the
first. You spoke quite highly of it back then. I mean, yeah, we're going back to 2-3 years now, but just out of curiosity, because I've never had it since. I mean, I've had the Nitro, and I didn't rate that, but the standard in a bottle, I quite like to revisit that.
Yeah, I'll be up for that. But the only thing is, the only time I've actually seen it in bottle form is when it's part of like one of the boxes that they do.
Yeah, I've seen it. I think Morrison's do singles in their usual 4 for £6, but it's sort of like it's not like it doesn't make regular appearances on the shelves. It's like 1 week it's there and then you don't see it for a couple of weeks, sort of thing.
But yeah, I'll be up for that one.
If you are going on Beers of Europe, if you can read this, look for that one.
Pulpit Pale.
So that's a Norfolk brewery, small, but you can get it on Beers of Europe. That was absolutely delicious little beer.
Don't think I've heard of them before.
Do they do is it Moo Moo or something? A milk stout or something that they do?
I'm not sure.
Cow.
I've only had 2 beers of theirs. I had the Pulpit Pale, and I think I had most of their beers are named kind of religious connotations to it. I don't know if they brew in an old church or something. But what I like is on the label, talk about not being pretentious, that they put all the malts that they use, all the hops and the yeast is all is all on there. And it doesn't say anything about when I was a punk rocker in 1978.
Yeah, or like smash down the barricades of boring.
Smash down the barricades for piss off. I saw
the tyranny of man. It's like, oh, come on, Brewdog.
They never even saw the Clash.
No. But yeah, just took it into this from Moore, which is the Amor.
So I've heard conflicting reports on that beer.
I'll quickly read you the description and then what I think of it. So this is one decadent porter, chocolate, coffee and nuts, V for your attention, or Vi. Each sip may leave you with a few decadent thoughts of your own. You'll love it. It's okay.
So you're not loving it?
It's got that like green coffee flavour to it. like coffee beans that haven't been processed or roasted yet.
Mm.
And it's a 4.5% porter, so it's never going to excite me anyway.
Camp coffee again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diluted camp coffee.
If in doubt, camp it.
Camp it up.
It's almost got like a cigarette flavour to it as well.
God's lager.
God's lager.
Have you had that?
No, I've never had that.
So when I had it, I think is it Danish or Swedish? I can't think what it is. It's one of those. It's from a Scandinavian country. It just is nicotine, which is great for me as an ex-smoker. It was like, this is great, but all I got from that beer was nicotine. Okay. So tobacco off it. Neil's, what is it? Neil's. It's called God's Lager, which means good lager.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Not actually God, like lager.
Is that a collaboration with like Old Oban then, or Golden Virginia?
They didn't get that. But
I think they just went way over Tony's head then.
I really liked it, but as an ex-smoker, I would, because it just all I got from it was tobacco.
It's like having a cigarette while you're drinking the mild.
I'm currently brewing a beef beer.
Oh, how have you incorporated the beef?
Mostly I'm using beef stock.
Oh. See,
so
I've always been excited by the idea of like a Bovril Imperial Stout.
What, made with beef?
Yeah, like a proper like Bovril trademarked Imperial Stout. I'd love to see that collaboration.
It would be a winner, wouldn't it? Because
yeah,
we all love to drink. We all love to drink gravy.
Oh yeah.
So,
if you can produce a beer that's got the consistency of gravy.
That's what you want, really. It's like the ultimate beer, isn't it? Gravy.
It is.
So I'm on version 2 at the moment, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
So it's only a small batch, but we'll see how it goes.
Speaking of stouts, there's a beer that I've been really wanting to try, but I've heard absolutely awful things about it. And it's the collaboration with Guinness and Lindemans.
It's too much money for my liking.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's basically just standard Guinness stout, I think, blended with Lindemans cherry lambic.
Yeah. They want too much money for it, though,
Yeah.
don't they? I know it's a big 750, but it's like, what is it, 20 odd quid a bottle?
I think so, yeah.
It's just fucking silly money, that is.
But yeah, you've got me really intrigued.
It's probably a lambic of some kind, yeah.
Yeah, I think all they've essentially done is just blended a Guinness stout with Lindemans cherry lambic. So it's just a blend more than anything else. I don't think they've brewed a specific. I don't think either brewery's brewed anything specific for the collaboration. But it's like, buy yourself a Guinness, buy yourself a bottle of Lindemans, mix it yourself.
Can you get Lindemans in supermarkets, or is that another brand? You know, with a paper wrap on it? Is that someone else? Is it?
have I got the brewery wrong? Because I know you can get Lindemans do the bottles in the wrap, and there's always like a face on the label. Is it
like a bloke's face? Timmermans.
I think it's Timmermans who I'm thinking of.
Timmermans, yeah.
Lindemans, I remember trying that.
Lindem?
Yeah, I remember trying Lindemans long before I was getting into beer, but never seeing it afterwards.
I think when I went to Norwich that weekend and me and the missus went out and we went into a Brewdog, I think she had a bottle of Lindemans.
Yeah.
And it was like a, I don't know, cherry or something like that. And it was like 3.2% ABV. And she really enjoyed it. And I had a sip of it, but I found it a bit too sweet for me.
Yeah.
She enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of lambics, but some of them have been really, really nice. I think I had a Lindemann, one of the Timmermans, not Lind. I keep saying Lindemans. Timmermans like reserves that I picked up for £4. So I was like, I just saved it just so I could cook with it, but I ended up drinking most of it before I even started cooking with it. So it's like. And it was all right. It just got a little bit too sickly sweet, and that's why I'm not too fussed about buying Cantillon, because it's for the price I'm paying. It's not a style that I'm generally excited by.
Barry gave me a bottle of Cantillon.
Oh yeah, which one did you?
I'll go and get it because I can get it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Cantillon. I'd rather be in Belgium and try it at the bar or on the premises, as opposed to paying ridiculous price for it for a bottle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's a big 750, and I feel like, I mean, like you said, it's not a style that I gravitate. So it's like I don't know. I'm looking forward to trying it just to see what it's all about, because I know it does a little bit of hype attached to the name of it and all that, but I'm intrigued by it. But I just feel like it's a 750 bottle. Is it going to get wasted on me? Sort of. I'd like to sort of share it more than anything, really. But like I say, Harry gave it me, and thanks for giving it me. But well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I should be getting my my stock of Daya beers on Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, which I'm very much looking forward to. And then I think that's my last big beer spend of the year. Although I'm going to Liverpool with my dad Christmas shopping tomorrow, so I'm going to see what's in the fridges at Brewdog, because that's where I found the abstract beers. And I had no intention of buying any beers, but I was like, do you know what? Christmas is coming up soon. I'll buy the Baltic Porter for me, and then I'll buy the barley wine to potentially drink with people.
I know on their website a couple of months ago they had boom sauce and stuff on there. Lord Hobo.
Boom sauce. Not heard of that.
Yeah, Lord Hobo Brewing, Massachusetts.
Oh.
I think that's their flagship IPA boom sauce, and they have different variations of it. That seems to have disappeared off their site now, and they've got other beer on there. Missed the boat on that.
Yeah, I'm missing out on so many good beers, but at the same time, I'm stocking up on really good beers as well.
Have you had that Black Irish yet?
No, not yet. It's still, I've not not really opened any of those that I've received, which I probably should, because fresher is better. But
it shouldn't matter with an Imperial Stout, though, should it? Whenever.
The Bearded Iris that I got was actually just an IPA. It was the home style IPA, which is 6% from Nashville. But yeah, I'm excited to try the likes of Bearded Iris and Alchemist, but there's just no urgency for some reason. Because part of me thinks we've come quite a long way since those beers were like considered new and fresh.
I think it's just a curiosity, isn't it? More than anything, you've managed to source them beers. It's like Piney the Elder and stuff like that. You know, that's it now.
Yeah,
but you still want to try it. Still intrigued by it.
Oh yeah.
I still think Gamma Ray is a pretty decent beer.
Not had that for such a long time, just because I've never found it. And when I do find it, I'm going to buy multiple cans of it because I love that beer.
Yeah, decent. I get a couple of cans every now and again if I pop into Waitrose.
Just having a look on. Tell you what is a really good app to have is the BrewDog app, because if you're ever in a city and you know there's a BrewDog bar that you might go into, it actually shows you what each bar has on tap at the time.
It'd be all about the guest beer though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Liverpool selection. So we've got Kelson Brewing Company. Never heard of them. We've got Little Critters Brewing Company. They've got a stout called King Crow.
I think Kelson are American.
Kelson. Definitely sounds American. You can't click on the beers. They've got, surprise, surprise, New England Pale Ale from Cloudwater. Interesting one from Buxton called Nth Cloud, which is a double IPA. Then they've got, what else they got? They got Beyond Modus 5 from Wild Beer Company.
Kelson are in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Don't think that's a New Hampshire accent, but
no, you sounded more hillbilly.
yeah. Unintentionally, of course. Well, yeah, apparently in Manchester they've got the Duggars banana toffee chocolate double stout or imperial stout.
That's amazing.
1.5%.
Toffee. Did you get a spoon with that?
You do. Also, I was thinking there must be a couple of scoops of ice cream got in there as well. It would be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, for all the faults, I think BrewDog do have good bars. I've yet to try the food in a BrewDog bar, though. Always been intrigued.
I mean, you look at it from the other side, and you know the local boozers. That's still happening, isn't it? Where they're closing down on a weekly basis up and down the country. yeah, Brewdog seem to be opening bars on a monthly basis. Really, they seem to be popping up all over the shop.
I was watching a program about tap rooms, which seems to be the way they're going now. And so, if you get the right bar and you get the right amount of beers in that are varied, I think what they're aiming at is it's like a mini beer festival. So you get a group of guys or girls or mix that go in for an evening and will try 12 different beers. And as long as these guys are keeping the turnover right and they're pumping out 12 different beers every couple of weeks, I think that they're surviving. Whereas the old-fashioned pub, they're just, like you say, they're closing down every week because they just cannot.
Yeah.
They haven't adapted to where they need to go to. Because if you're going to keep a pub, you have to serve food now.
Yeah.
And you have to have beer of decent quality and of a range that people don't want 6 beers at 4.3% and they all look like an amber ale.
Yeah.
Because it's not. So what you need to do is to get people to come into the place, you need to have the variety and you need to be able to mix the whole thing together. It's not easy.
There's a village that I go to on one of my rounds. There used to be, it's quite a big village. There used to be 4 pubs there. There's only 2 now. One of them is a free house that does meals. The other one is a punch tavern, and it doesn't do food. And I was chatting to the guy in there, and he said, "No, we don't do food. We just sell beer and snacks." And I sort of said to him, I said, "Bloody hell, it must be bloody hard." The other boozer in the village, they do Sunday lunches and hot meals in the week. Don't you find it hard? He said, "No, we're managing all right." I'm thinking, you've got to be a handful of boozers out there that are surviving just on bloody beer and not on food. Because without that, you're knackered almost, I thought. But
so
unless you just...
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
But if you've only, like you're saying, that there's only those 2 pubs left, so one of them is gone down the food kind of route, and they're down a different area. So at some point, pubs will survive. Whereas we used to have 10 pubs in. Thanks, Pete. That was really good.
Sorry, Tom.
At least you didn't flick it in, so it's good.
Yeah.
But so we went to the pub we went to in Retford, which has 12 beers on tap, which are on keg, and he also has 6. So he has, what does he have? 6 on keg and 12. 6 on cask, 12 on keg. And he's changing that around regularly. Doesn't do food, so you just get crisps or whatever. And he's doing okay. All right, he's serving 4 of his own beers because he's brewing in the back. But for them, it's working. And like Retford has a lot of pubs. They've got more pubs there than we've got in our town. And I'm like, there's like 12 pubs in Retford. I don't think they're all doing really well. There's a Wetherspoons, which was a shit hole, to be honest. But
yeah.
And the beer was poor in the Wetherspoons that we went into.
The food's not much cop neither, is it?
No. Like it's cheap food, but they're just, that's the market they cater for, though. So that
Yeah.
it's all horses for courses, isn't it? But I think you do have to rotate your beers regularly, so you get people to come back and try the new beers. And once the atmosphere is good, so you just have to get a balance right. Right staff. You need the right staff as well.
I'll tell you one place that I've been impressed with every time I've been there would be the Northern Monk Refectory in Manchester, because they've got the staff who are actually knowledgeable and will actually talk to you about the beer that you're ordering and give you their actual opinion, saying, "Oh, I wasn't a big fan of this. I prefer this." And it's like, that's good to hear. I'd rather hear. If I don't like it, then someone's recommended me a beer that I might enjoy. And good rotating selection. Of course, they've got like the whatever beer they've brewed at the time that's getting all the attention. But then you can get the core range stuff on tap, or there's the core range cans, bottles in the fridge. But at the same time, they've got a consistent cask line of Timothy Taylor's Landlord, as well as like a good selection of different Prosecco's, different sort of gins, and different sodas and lemonades to go along with that. So I think you can be a snooty tooty up your own arse craft brewery.
Yeah.
But you need to provide for people who might just stumble in.
Yeah.
During a night out or before going on a night out, or it's like, oh, this looks like a nice place to go before we go out to eat. And I'd imagine you get a lot of people. A good market share is people who just might visit that place once.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, Peter, but when you were getting into it all, did you find certain like bottle shops and stuff like that when you went in there for the very first time? It was sort of a bit like, oh fucking hell, what do I do here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, a bit afraid to approach
the
guy at the counter in case he looked down on you and thought, oh, hang on a minute, what, you know, piss off to the supermarket and buy a beer. So, I still get it occasionally now, to be honest. Out on my travels, and I'll see a bottle shop. I think I'll pop in there, and it's sometimes you think, oh fucking hell. I just see it as beer. It's beer, isn't it? I see it as beer.
Yeah.
Good beer, bad beer.
Yeah, beer's beer, and also
beer's beer.
Beer is beer, and it should be.
And
it's good that we get to talk about it, but ultimately it is a beer, and everybody's tastes are different.
Yeah,
which is joy. So there isn't everybody that's going to like the beer that we've drunk, and we said, "Oh, that's nice beer," but some people are going to go, "That's not bloody nice at all. It's bloody horrible."
Yeah, you can only go by your own palate, can't you? You can't convince somebody to like a beer that you like if they don't like it. It's just,
no, that's right, because everybody's taste buds have been abused in different ways. I was in a pub, one of my not local, but fairly local, and we went there and I thought, oh, that's a new one. I've not had that. And it's like, here, try it. So like, they give you a little taster of it, and I'm thinking, that's good. That's a good thing, because some places you go to and they won't do that.
No.
So that was a decent bar staff would just say, yeah, just try this.
I've had a couple of them experiences in certain Brewdog bars. Give you a little sample.
Yeah.
And then the one in Shepherd's Bush, the staff in there sort of, they're more just bent over backwards for you. I was looking away, I thought, oh, I fancy that beer at the time. I think it's when Zeitgeist first came out, and I popped into the Shepherd's Bush Brewdog, and this girl, she was so helpful. I said, have you got this beer in? And she had a look in the fridges, it wasn't there. Oh, I'll go and have a look out back, and she must have been gone 10 minutes. Anyway, in the end, she come back with a case, and she said, "How many do you want?" I said, "Well, I know you've been rooting through for 10 minutes trying to find it. I only want one bottle." But she was so helpful, you know. It's
Yeah, I think that there has to be a commercialized aspect to it because it's a business at the end of the day. If you're just catering to the yes men, then that's the only audience you're going to get returning time and time again.
Well, nobody commercially brews beer for fun or for anything else. They're brewing it to make a living. So
it's like
people that start harping on, going, "Oh my, this is the." No, it's not. They're there to make money.
Yeah. Well, it's like most people who are into brewing, they were born into a family that's already brewing, or they've changed their career path and took the risk of becoming a brewer. So it's like, you can't just like, "Oh, just do it for the art." It's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't. You don't do that.
No, you need the
bullshit.
How are you going to pay for the equipment? How are you going to pay for the ingredients? You need to.
How are you going to pay your mortgage?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay. You got to pay staff. You got to pay a lot of people. You got rent to pay. It's a business. Ultimately, that's what it is. And people that harp on about craft, bollocks.
It's no different from a chocolatier, is it? A chocolatier. You've got your big boys. You've got your Cadburys. AKA the Green King of the chocolate world. You've got them banging out their chocolate bars, fair enough. And then you've got these little, quirky little chocolatiers making their 100% cocoa, whatever, from fucking Costa Rica.
Yeah,
£3 a bar, half the size of a dairy milk. But,
and we all love a dairy milk.
Yeah, dairy milk. Oof.
How can you not? But it's exactly the same thing. They're not in it for the. I understand that they have a passion.
Yeah.
To make something of a certain high standard, the best that they can do, but you're still doing it to make profit.
Money. Yeah.
If you went up to these little guys and you said, "Product guys, great taste. I like how it's all laid out and everything. The marketing's good. Do you want to have the same annual revenue as Cadbury's?" They're not going to say fucking no, are they?
No, of course they're not.
No.
No, I'm not turning that down.
Exactly. You'd be a mug not to.
Yeah. You shouldn't be in the business if you're going to make that decision in the first place. It's like,
I'd make a deal with AB InBev tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Well, I would.
Yeah.
And if you keep a certain control, then I don't think it's a bad thing.
No.
It's proper financial security almost, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you can then that your product is now going to be shipped into so many more areas.
Distribution is going to be.
It's got to be so much better.
Fourfold, isn't it?
Pubs were never too upset got into Tesco's, were they?
No.
You'd want to be in Tesco's as soon as you could.
Yeah.
Because that's where people shop.
Yeah.
I think I saw
reach is massive.
I actually think that you can get Punk IPA in Iceland now.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's pretty much everywhere now, isn't it?
Everywhere.
Corner shops.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I'll tell you what, Punk IPA is a really good gig pint.
I don't mind Punk IPA. I just don't like the pretentious shit they stick on the bottle.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a bad beer.
No. I mean, if you get a pint of punk from a Weatherspoons pub, it's going to be really good. Every punk I've had from a Weatherspoons pub has tasted absolutely delicious. Even better than what you actually get in a Brewdog bar or in the bottle, most of the time, anyway.
Yeah, if you can bypass the crap on the bottle, I mean, get Punk IPA, a bomber in Morrison's for £3. I don't think you can argue with it.
No, you can't argue with it, can you?
No,
if you can just, it's a decent beer.
Get a load of Gorilla tape and just go over the bottle label and then open it and pour it. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
I just have to forget the shit.
No, I'm the same.
Wind me up. Just wind me up.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any beer label should have the words Renaissance or
No, what the fuck has that got to do with beer?
I could understand it like waffling on about the beer itself. I could get that. You know, all right, let's put a little bit of a spin on it. But as long as it's focused on the beer, fair enough. But they just go off fucking down a different lane, don't they? And let's just put anything on here. Let's just jazz it up as much as we can. And
yeah.
I don't know.
There's no relevance to actual beer, but then they're catering for 18 to 24-year-olds.
I could buy into that.
And so they'll buy into that, whereas the slightly older, more mature person may not. Because I was there. Seasoned veterans.
Seasoned veterans. Now, I think we're all guilty of that sort of shit, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
In our lives. Yeah. My downfall when I was younger was White Label Records. It was just fucking. I don't want to listen to it. I just want to buy it. It was like, fucking hell. Is this a baby banging on a drum? I've got one more beer to try of yours, and that is the Desperados clone.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting one.
But I want to get a bottle of Desperados and do a do a live review or just a side by side video of it.
That would be interesting. It's not my favorite kind of drink. I actually did that for my son, and
okay.
But it's isn't something I drink as a rule.
I think you did a review of it though, didn't you?
Yeah, that was okay. It was quite limey. I kind of mucked about with it a bit, but it was all right. But certainly a summer kind of drink.
Yeah. But all the Desperados bottles I've seen, they're all like big bottles, and I think, well, I don't really want a big bottle. I know they do it in cans. They do it in cans, don't they?
Yeah, I wouldn't want a big bottle. Down here, they sell them in a 3-pack on 330 mils.
That's not bad. Yeah,
you can get them, and they're more expensive than what I made it at, but of course they've got more taxes to pay than me, though.
Yeah, I'll get around to doing that at some point.
No, I won't. I don't think I'm brewing anything else this year now. I'm kind of done.
What are you thinking of next year then?
I don't know. I'm a bit disillusioned with the whole thing right now, so I don't know what I'll be doing. So I might just. I do just small batches now anyway. I don't do anything of huge amounts. But I go through phases of. I like to do the whole brew concept. I like. I've gone off doing the YouTube kind of recording stuff. I kind of lost a lot of interest in the whole YouTube thing. And
I have felt that like myself though. The past past 3 months maybe I've felt a bit flat sometimes, and the trouble is with me, I've got too much work on my mind at the moment, and that takes center stage, and it's always nice to come home after an hard day's slog and have a beer, but to turn a camera on and paint a picture almost,
I was brewing a beer 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, oh, I can't be asked to film this because it's just no longer interesting. But so I'll just do it, and it's like beer reviews. I've got loads of beer reviews, but I haven't posted any of them because I can't be asked to just edit it or anything else. And I'm thinking, I hate putting loads of rubbish out, and then it's like I just can't be bothered. I've got 3 videos for sure I was going to put up, and I'm just can't be bothered. And it's like you say, well, life's going on and everything else going on, and I think, yeah, I can't be bothered really. I just go and I watch a few videos, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's all right, but yeah. And I think that we all seem to go through it, because a lot of people I used to watch are gone, and they're just like, and I'm sure that they've done the same thing. Is like, you just got fed up doing it.
A lot of new guys that have started up now, which are they're pretty refreshing to watch.
Sometimes it's good to have somebody fresh that you can see. I watched.
It doesn't owe me anything, so whatever, it's just.
No, that's right. It's
keep it as a hobby, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I think a few people go into it thinking they're going to sort of line the pockets with cash. I think.
Yeah, I never thought like that myself, but you hear people thinking, oh yeah, I was thinking, no, you don't make no money. You don't make no money out of doing beer reviews. You don't make no money out of doing home brewing. It's not. If you want to do that, you need to go and do game reviews if you want to make any money.
Well, it's like some of my daughter watches. I mean, she's 11, and some of the people she watches, and it's basically a family just walking around a fucking supermarket one day, with a camera in front of them, putting stuff in a basket, and then the next day they're bloody getting the. And you look at them and you think they've got like bloody 30 million subscribers. It's like they're living. That's their job now. I'm thinking, what?
That's right.
But it happens. It happens.
There's a guy who does video game kind of walkthroughs. And it's his job. That's his job, doing this. And he gets like a million views and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Oh, today I'm giving away 17 games consoles, and you think you're making a lot of money out of this shit, aren't you?
Yeah. Proper money. Yeah.
But
crazy.
But we're not doing it for that.
No, it never happened though in our sort of like niche market. It wouldn't happen.
I don't think it would.
You'd make a few quid and props be able to get some beers every now and again.
I'm guessing the guy,
dues.
the Welsh guy,
Mr. Martin.
yeah, he's in Cardiff somewhere, isn't he?
Simon.
Yeah, real ale, craft beer, whatever.
Yeah, the name rings.
I don't know. Yeah, but I'm not even sure that he could be making that much money. He doesn't. I'm looking at him thinking, does he really get this many views? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they make money anyway.
How it works. I don't know how it works because I'm not under that. I think you have to have so many views per month and so many subscribers.
I mean, he still works, but he still works a job, so he's not.
No, I think it's just beer money, innit? Beer money.
I think he gets free beers from whoever sends him the beers, like Beers of Europe or one of those people.
Yeah.
Which is nice, but
yeah, you got us. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to it.
Well, I wouldn't. I'd openly welcome free beer any day of the year.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's just finding that it's a very fine line, isn't it? Yes, and it doesn't work, then you're going to be more gutted. If you just sort of like whatever it is, you know, what will be sort of thing. I'm not sort of thinking, well, I'm banking on this to sort of like so I can retire really and buy a bloody villa in Tenerife.
Yeah, that's not happening really.
No.
And that's not why we do it though.
No, it's no, that's yeah.
Numbers don't even come I and Peter never came on here. Peter used to get way more views when he used to do the weird movie videos years ago.
Yeah.
Than he does now. But he does this because he enjoys doing the beer thing.
Mm. Passion, isn't it? Passion.
Yeah.
Excitement, passion. And I do get excited from it, but it does sort of dip off a little bit now and again.
So I'm on a down at the moment, really. We'll see what I am in the new year. I might decide to do a couple of different type of videos or something. I got some stuff in my head, but I can't get it out.
Well, we'll definitely have to meet up one day for a proper pint and
yeah, well, we should do that.
Yeah, I'd like to meet you anyway. You're a top bloke. You what is it? What's the cricket saying? You were fucking hell, what is it? I don't know, forget. You don't bullshit. You don't bullshit. What you see is what you get.
Well, I think that's how we are, which is probably why we all look at each other's stuff, is because we are similar people.
I don't find you. I find you approachable. I don't find you scary. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not gonna bombard me with jargon.
No.
You know what I mean?
We're simple folk.
Normal guy. Simple folk.
Simple folk.
And I know you've got a passion for lager, and that's a man after my own heart.
Yeah, there's not many of us.
There's not actually. We're a bit of a dying breed, actually.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Keep it down a bit. We're going to see.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I get that. I get that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get told that. You're shouting.
Yeah. Zip. Yeah. Just to think, going back in my sort of like when I was sort of like 17, 18, 19, most of my mates were lager drinkers, and I used to detest it back then. And they used to take the piss out of me for drinking bitters, thinking, fucking hell, you're bloody 18 and you're drinking bitter. What's up with you? I just didn't get on my lager. But now I don't know, I appreciate it now for what it is. You know. But back then, I fucking hated this stuff.
Where did he go? Is he gone?
Nah, he's doing a review, I think.
Well,
Doing one of his.
I think I'm going to call it a night.
Yeah, I probably will actually. I've got work tomorrow.
Have you?
Yeah.
I got 3 off, so it's been a while. But I've got Christmas off, so that's a bonus.
I've got Boxing Day on.
Yeah, I got Christmas Day and Boxing Day off. I go back for 1 late turn, and then I got 5 off into New Year's, so that'll be handy. I hate my job.
Yeah, I think you said before, mate, about it. Meeting people, isn't it? Dealing with people.
Oh, people. In the last 3 months, I've stopped 2 suicides. And it's hard work. But not a lot of gain is hard work.
Yeah.
I stopped a suicide last week, and I spent 40 minutes holding a guy down on the side of a station platform. And took 40 minutes for the police to show up. And 4 days later, the same guy shows up on my station, and I'm thinking, geez, you should be in some home somewhere by now, being looked after. Because he was in the same mental state when he showed up to me again. He didn't throw himself up, but I put him on another train. But I'm thinking, this guy can't have been looked after properly. Society's a strange old place.
Oh, yes. Does make you think. But yeah, it's surprising some of the stuff I get told just in a call center for a shoe company, and it's like they're like always, oh, don't really engage too much in that because you've got other customers to deal with. But if someone's like pouring their heart out to me with like, their own children who've just passed, and you can't exactly just say, oh, well, thank you for shopping with us. Bye-bye. You take care. It's like, you've got to actually sit there.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
You're kind of stuck with it, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know where I can go with this.
Yeah. Because the last thing I want to do is just to push someone away when they're just...
Yeah, just cut them off while they're depressed.
Position. And it's like, no. Some people just need to have someone to talk to sometimes. So it's like...
Yeah.
It's me getting scared about owning that, and it's all fucking gone.
You're a madman, Dean.
What was that? 750 mil?
Yeah. Never mind. Just got lost in the chat.
Never mind.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Never mind. I've got to get up early, but fuck it. What the hell?
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I picked this up in a garden centre today. You see that?
Oh,
lemon curd with gin.
Lemon curd with gin.
That'd be all right on a bit of toast.
Well, yeah, it says that. It says it would be all right on a bit of toast. That's what it says on the label. I'm thinking that'll do me. I'll get the wife to make lemon curd tarts with that.
Ooh.
That's my plan. I'm not sure she doesn't know that yet, but
all right, yeah.
I do like a lemon curd tart. Oh, what's Peter got?
Currently got some rye bread with some Wookie Hole Cave Aged Mature Cheddar.
Ooh, that looks all right. My dad makes pickled onions for Christmas,
Ooh.
Oh,
and they are like the spiciest pickled onions.
Oh, hello.
And I always say to the family when I get them, I say, these are not for sharing. They're just mine. They're very potent, but that would go really well with that cheese.
But yeah, one of the women in work, her husband is a home brewer. So I've had some honey mead. Well, of course, that's what mead is.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to be getting his own homemade smoked cheese
Ooh.
and smoked bacon.
mm.
So it's like, it's the people you know.
It is
Yeah,
the people you
definitely.
know.
Who you know?
I must do another mead for next year. If I do it early in January, it should be ready by the end of the year.
Yeah. I've still got that bottle that you sent me, Tony.
Well, my chocolate,
The chocolate
mead.
mead. And I'm saving that for this Christmas.
Yeah. Make sure it's not the first thing you drink.
Oh no, don't worry.
I think I've still got 4 or 5 bottles of that in the outhouse. That's quite strong.
I'm looking forward to that.
I always think it's interesting because knowing what an old drink that is, and it hasn't really changed from way back when.
I
Whoever
think
was,
he had one mead. Is it
Yeah.
Nationals, is it? From London?
I've not had that. I've not had a commercial mead, really. I've only ever done the ones I've made. It's hard to get a commercial mead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not many people at it.
I think because it takes too long. You have to leave them for so long.
Yeah. I think the only time I'd had mead would have been when I was in Germany and it was at a Christmas market and they had the mulled
Yeah.
mead.
Mead.
Oh, that was so good.
Can't have a feeling.
What have you got?
I don't know what Dean's eating. It looks like Cheetos or something. Cheetos! I thought it. I could
Good
tell
guess.
by the crunch. Tell by the crunch.
Ketchup flavour.
Oh,
Yeah,
They
that's
sound
the
good.
one to go for. There's nothing wrong with the ketchup one. Of course, it tastes nothing like ketchup either.
No, just sweet
It's
fucking
just
crunch.
kind of a weird, nice taste about it. I eat them too.
I don't know
That'll be
anywhere
the
near me that
numbers.
sells Cheetos.
Yeah, you have to go kind of into the Polish section of Tesco's to get Cheetos.
Oh yeah, so it's like
That's where
the Eastern European version of Cheetos.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
think
not.
that's where my missus got them from.
That's where I get them. I get them
Yeah.
from.
That reminds, but yeah, I think the sort of Eastern European / Baltic corner shop near to where I live has those, and they have they've got those like dehydrated bread snacks as well.
I always get my pretzels from the Polish section.
Are they like the full big pretzels or?
Yeah, sometimes. And then I also get like a huge kind of barrel when I go to Costco. And they're the big ones. And when my grandson comes to visit, how old is he? 16, and he will just eat this barrel of pretzels while he's playing. He plays some game where they all jump out of a flying coach.
Oh, that sounds like Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
That's it, Fortnite. I told him, "What's that you're playing?" And he says that, and I said, "What, Foreskin?" He went, "No, oh, I'm live with my friends. Shut up!" He's going.
Oh my god!
I said,
Embarrassing me.
I looked at it and I said, "That is the gayest game I've ever seen." I said, you're all there dancing around like twats. What's going on? Stop it! He goes. My friends can hear you. Yeah. So I was thinking that I wanted to get. I used to have a PS4, and then I gave it to my grandson. But then I saw Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to go and get a PS4 just to play this pissing game.
That's a goal. So much of my life playing that game.
So I was watching, I keep watching, I'm thinking, fuck, I want to play that game so bad.
It is.
So now I'm contemplating, because it's like, it's not a game that you play in an hour and it's finished. I love a game that lasts more than 4 minutes.
Yeah, because you'll spend more time not doing the story of the game.
You just wander off.
Yeah.
It's like GTA. I don't bother with the missions. I just, let's go around sort of slaughtering people and see how long I can get away without being killed by the police.
Yeah.
So I was always a Nintendo game, and I always played Zelda, and I played all of the Zeldas, and I had to go and buy the new Switch to play the newest Zelda, and that it took me 4 months to complete the bloody game. And I'm thinking, well, I got my money's worth out of it. But there's no other game I want to play on the bloody thing.
Yeah.
I know I'd have to wait now for the next one to come out.
There's people that queue up at midnight and get a game and then take it home, play it, and complete it within the day. That's not value for money, is it?
I'm not quite sure of the value of money there. No, I want a game I can play for months on end and just get into it.
Yeah.
But that Red Dead Redemption looks so good.
Oh, it is really good. And you'll get to a point where I'm a little bit bored of this. I'm not going to play it for a day or so. But then a few hours after, you're
get back on it.
Really in the mood to do this? You'd never thought about it before.
They're the type of games that you want now, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
And I think they've now brought out the online hookup where you can play as a group. So you could have your own gang that go off and do all the shit you want to do. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, this is such a perfect game.
Yeah.
But
but you've got to commend the people that come up with some of these games nowadays, because they're just mind blowing, aren't they? Really?
Oh yeah, just all the intricacies. So everyone who plays it gets their own unique experience.
Yeah.
But everyone in work just talks about Red Dead all the time.
Yeah, that looks that's probably game of the year when they come out.
Yeah.
With it all. And I remember playing on the Atari 2600 way back when. Tank battle. And then you look now and you think, for fuck's sake, that looks real.
Yeah.
Games where I had to believe, was it the VIC-20, the Commodore 64, and it was all fucking took an hour to load the game, and then when it got to the end, the last couple of minutes of the game loading, and then it crashed, and you were like,
like a Spectrum.
Start all over again.
or you were playing very basic Space Invaders or whatever.
Yeah. Tennis with 2 bats on it and a ball.
Well, that was high tech.
Yeah, proper stuff then. Days gone by.
So, how many people ended up in therapy in the country when O2 network went down?
Quite a lot, apparently.
It was the end of the world, wasn't it? Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah. Worse than any atrocity that's happened in the last 50 years.
Yeah, in human history. Nothing worse.
It was couldn't believe it. Also, I'm on that network and I didn't even notice. Because I use Sky, who use O2. But because I basically use Sky just for the phone, it didn't really occur to me there was a problem. And then they gave me free data today to use whatever I want. And I said, well, unless I go and sit 3 miles down the road in the middle of nowhere and watch a YouTube video or two, I get bloody Wi-Fi in the house. So it's not really going to be any use to me at all.
No.
But there were people ranting on about how dreadful it all was and they couldn't do this and they couldn't do that. So when the actual system does all go tits up, it will be the end of the world.
It literally will.
Because people won't be able to
riots on the street.
People are just going to turn into zombies. I can't cope.
What was that thing? What was that thing, Peter, that you posted on Facebook about these French shit that's going on?
No, it's the tax.
These yellow coats. What's that all about then?
Just from what I can gather,
They're protesting over the price of fucking beef or something.
I think it's a in the general sense, it's more to do with. I'm sure there was a raise in tax.
Yeah, it's a tax issue.
Yeah.
And the French have never liked taxes very much anyway. They're always very quick to get outraged by things. But the police went out and shot a few of them tonight. And that sent them all home.
Yeah.
As you do.
Go home.
As they do.
Yeah.
Speaking of French police, I was watching some Pink Panther clips today. For some reason. That clip where he's the Peter Sellers version, where he's on the streets, and there's that blind man with the monkey. He's like playing the accordion.
Yep.
He's like, under Act 25 ABC, anybody play music in the street without lessons? It's illegal. It's like the disputed. Well, technically, it's the monkey who's making all the money, and I'm just playing the music. And he's like, okay, since I'm trying to get myself back into the detective agency, I will let this go. And then as it happens, a bank robbery is in place. It's just it's the way it's done is so funny. I'd forgotten how funny the original Pink Panther.
Way ahead of its time, that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's probably now no longer PC to actually do that.
No.
We were just offending so many people now.
Yeah, you can't say anything now, can you?
Right, so I'm going to try the Tiny Rebel Wooloo Mooloo 4% milk stout. No aroma. thin head. Yeah, that was that review done.
Shot then, yeah.
Okay, so I wouldn't buy the Wooloo Mooloo as a stout. I get more. They could have said it was a porter.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ABV on it?
4%, but I don't get anything off it. I know I've been eating these crisps which are sweet chili and red pepper, but I wouldn't have thought I destroyed my taste buds that much.
No.
Because I can't get anything off the aroma. It smells of nothing. In fact, the lager I had before this smelled more. It's not malty. It's not. I know I've had 2 Doppelbocks as well, but I get nothing off that beer. What's on it? Wheat, malt, barley malt, oats, hops, lactose. A blend of 5 malts gives light roasted flavors and a hint of milk chocolate, all layered on top of a smooth, silky, creamy milk stout body. No, that's not true. That's really thin. Oh, that's going down the sink.
It's often worse than a thin, bland beer.
That's gone, and I have ditched that. So, yeah, if you see that, I wouldn't bother with it.
Yeah. I'm just finishing one of Tony's favourite breweries, Mikkeller. And this is the Jumper Cable Double IPA at 11% ABV, which to me is triple IPA.
That's a biggie.
Yeah, that's not double. Drinking like a 6% ABV beer.
You do like your session beers, don't you, Peter?
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's been on those session beers tonight.
Yeah. Fair play, mate. Fair play.
Yeah, it was the only beer in the fridge, to be honest.
I'm going to get my Michaela Schwarzer beer out now, just because I'm pissed off.
Look forward to that review.
That means I've got to go and get another beer now, doesn't it? Oh, dear me.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Right, 2 tips.
Yeah, no problems. I'll let people watch me eating food.
Have you had that?
Is that Thornbridge?
Yeah. It's the Thornbridge Bakewell Handsome Pale Ale.
No, I've not had that one before.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was going to do a series of pale ales.
Yeah.
And I haven't actually done it yet, but I just wondered if you'd have given me a heads up on it, but you haven't had it.
No, not with that one.
I really like the label.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's kind of like the bicycle and the bushy handlebar moustache. Pretty cool. Innovation, passion, and knowledge. I don't mind their beers, actually, Thornbridge.
Yeah, one of my favourite beers of the year was from Thornbridge, and that was the Fraser strawberry
milkshake. Yeah.
Oh.
The thing with them though is they can be a bit pretentious, but not. At least they put on the beer what they stuck in it. So
yeah.
Which the other lot never do. Right. The Michaela Schwarzer beer, brewed in Belgium. 5.5%. And women should not drink this beer. during pregnancy.
Pregnant or bloated women should not drink this beer.
Or who have swollen ankles.
I've gone for that.
What's that?
Oh, Savish.
Beer 52 jobber, dry hopped wit beer.
Oh, was that from the box before this one?
Is it the food
Yeah.
table beer project?
Yeah.
Yeah, lime and coriander wit beer, 4.8%. Yeah, let's see what we get with it.
I'm interested to see if you get the coriander off it, because lime normally takes over.
Yeah, limey on the aroma.
That's a nice cannon smoke off mine. I should use that glass. Oh, sorry. So I definitely did that wrong.
Yeah, it's just lime for me on the aroma.
Yeah, I it's going to be that way though.
Mm. Yeah, it's lime.
Lime's so strong. Lime is such a strong thing to stick in a beer.
Yeah.
So you've basically got lime and lager there.
Mm. Yeah, it's refreshing. It's
Which I grew up with. I used to like a bit of lime in my lager.
Yeah, I'm not getting that coriander in there.
Oh, it's a tricky one to put in a beer, I think.
Yeah.
Clove is a different ball game altogether, isn't it? In like a Hefeweizen. If you've got clove, you tend to I tend to notice that quite a bit, clove, but coriander, yeah, struggle with that.
Yeah, I notice cloves when I've got toothache. Well, there's my Schwarzer beer.
It's looking good so far.
Yeah, it looks like a Schwarzer beer. I get nothing through the head, obviously. Slight maltiness. Do you know, I so want this to be a good beer.
Mm-hmm.
It is a good beer. Yeah, that's nice.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's got nice carbonation running through it as well. So, do they send their brewers over to Belgium and supervise all this stuff, or do they just trust them? Do you think?
I think it's just an email in it. Fill your boots.
Yeah, from what I can. Yeah.
Just get on with it.
Here's the recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change it if you feel you need to.
Please find enclosed a PDF of the recipe. Just fucking.
Yeah. Because I think Mikkel from Mikella is just like, at this point, it's like, I've got no actual interest in the brewing process, but I'll keep creating these new recipes and then just passing them to whoever it's contracted.
Do they get different people to do each label? Or do
I
they
think
use the same guy?
it's the same guy. I think his name's Keith Shaw. So they've got the like consistency with the artwork, even with stuff like that, which is a little bit different. So they might have got someone else.
Yeah, I would have thought you had a different guy on yours to mine.
Yeah, that does look quite a bit different, especially the
He's
typography.
very open crutched on mine.
Yeah.
Your label piece there looks like something off like the Time Tunnel. You remember that series?
Yeah, you're right. Peter's
Yeah.
one does look like the Time Tunnel.
Tony and Doug.
It does, doesn't it?
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's very 70s. It's almost like
I see it says jumper cables, and I see like a car battery, but I don't actually see the cables.
No, it's just jumper alligator clips.
Well,
But I don't think that
Oh,
has
yeah, no,
the same ring as jumper cable, to be honest. It's good though, but if you were just handed it, you would not think it was an 11% ABV beer, which is both a good and a really bad thing at the same time.
yeah, I understand that. And this, as a 5.5% beer, is not a 5.5%. It's a bit thin, really. But if that's my only criticism,
Yeah,
it's not much of a criticism, really.
No. As long as all the flavours are in the right shop.
Because it just tastes like a black German lager. It's quite malty. It's not bad at all. Except it costs too much, Peter.
yeah. Comparatively, it's like, why would you pay? Well, it's like when it's like the good example is Cloudwater with their lagers. It's like, why would you want to pay £5-6 for a good lager when you could pay pretty much half that price for a traditional German lager?
Yeah.
The style has been emulated from.
Yeah. They're emulating the classic traditional style of beer, but they're putting their little like percentage on top of it and dressing it up in a can. I'm always a bit iffy when it comes to these craft breweries doing lagers, because it's samey, isn't it? But you're paying a bit more for it.
Yeah. So if you've got a beer and you've got to put it away for 9 months, you're not making any money off this beer because you've now storing it for 9 months somewhere. And I understand that there's a profit margin that now needs to be made, because you do. So I can understand why some Doppelbocks cost more money than other beers, because they are being put away somewhere to go out. And if you have a Belgian quad, that could have been put away for 2 years before you actually see it. So that's sitting somewhere making no money for a company. So they have to kind of build that in to the cost. But some of these other craft beers that are only turned it out in 3 weeks, I think it is hard to justify £4, £5, £6 for a can of shit beer.
Yeah.
What was it I bought? I don't know, a couple of years ago maybe. It was a Toppling Goliath. They did a lager, and I paid, what was it? It was about £5.50 for it. And I owned it, and I was like, fucking hell, this could be any sort of lager, really, to be honest. It was just a standard, almost generic taste to it. And I'm thinking, I've paid nearly £6 for this.
And ultimately, a lager isn't going to be that different, because what a lager is a pretty defined style of beer. So they aren't really going to be. We aren't talking a mile apart where you can get so many different types of lager. You can use different hops, and then you could flavour certain lagers, but it isn't really what a lager is about.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what annoys me about like dry hopped craft lager or such and such lager.
Yeah.
It's like just make
Just
a pale ale.
Yeah, basically,
Because that's
yeah.
what you're doing. You
Yeah.
are actually making a pale ale. It's not a lager.
Yeah.
Because the true definition is you're actually making a pale ale.
Yeah.
If you want to hop it, up, make a pale ale, because you're not. It's not what the lager's about.
Mm.
Yeah. It's not what it was for. It was just a not simple in flavour profile, but still a hard beer to make and continue to make on a regular basis. So it's like, you know, as horrible as something like Foster's or Carling is, there's still that level of consistency that's high enough for people to go back to that brewery time and time again. So there's something there. Just because we don't like it doesn't necessarily mean, well, we know it's a badly brewed beer. Let's be honest. It's, you know,
Yeah.
let's try and make this as cheaply and as affordably as possible. But at the same time, there's enough people buying this on a weekly, daily basis. The quality will never drop.
And on the other end of the scale, with like you know, bitter wise, with John Smith's, going back to that. Loads of people drink that on a bloody weekly basis, you know, and it's one of the biggest selling beers. Whether you like it or not, it sells. People
That's
drink
true.
it.
My club down the road that I go to, and all the guys I go drinking with, they drink it. They drink John Smith's.
Mm.
And would rarely drink anything else.
Yep.
Mm.
They might have the odd Guinness. Pretty cosmopolitan for them.
Pushing the boat out.
Yeah. But wouldn't drink a lager if it was the last thing in the world. They wouldn't want to drink a lager.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can sort of rest assured, can't you? If you know you're dabbling with German beer and it's a lager, then you're on to a winner, aren't you? There's not many bad German beers, lagers. I haven't come across many anyway.
No. Maybe
there is, but I haven't stumbled across any yet. The experience I've had with it has just been, you know, classic, traditional, rewarding.
I've had a few that I've thought, oh, it's all right, but it's not.
Yeah. Dab.
Oh yeah.
Is it Dab? Is it? I think I've had a can of Dab once.
Dab.
A bit iffy. Export Pilsner.
Yeah.
I think I've got that from Beers Europe.
Yeah. And of course, Germany has Duff beer.
Yeah, Duff.
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 But it's something like Warsteiner or Kronbacher. I think they're just.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Warsteiner at
There's
all.
nothing wrong at all, and the fact that you can get, it's like
I can get a 750ml bottle of that well cheap.
Yeah, it's like the nearest bargain booze to me. You can get 3 bottles of Warsteiner and the 660 bottles for just over £4.
That's a result.
Like, you can't knock it, can you?
You can't knock that. That's a good night out. That.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could have a bloody good time, you know, in the summer months when you strike the barbecue up. That'd do you well, wouldn't it? That sort of deal.
Yeah. I'm going all out this coming year on barbecues. I'm gonna get a smoker.
I've invested in a Weber. I've gone
Oh.
mental, mate.
It's just like I don't care if every day we're eating from the barbecue. It's like I'm gonna make us a nice sort of like semi-smoked pizza using my pizza stone. I'm gonna
fucking hell.
Yeah. Like I don't know why I didn't do it because I bought a pack of like wood chips and I was like, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna soak them in like a bottle of Jack Daniels.
You've got to do a couple of videos, mate.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to put that bow tie on and go all Keith Floyd.
Oh yeah, definitely. Glass in hand.
Yeah.
I got Jack Daniels wood chips.
Oh.
I used them in a beer.
Oh, very nice. What style of beer was that?
I'm trying. It's a while ago, but it was just like I think it was a porter I did, and I just like, don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lay this on some wood chips, and it was Jack Daniels wood chips. It was okay, but mostly I use them in the barbecue though. Those wood chips.
Ooh.
I love a barbecue.
I love a barbecue. Meat doesn't.
I barbecued on Christmas Day when we were living in Canada. The snow was coming down, and we went out and we barbecued. It was so cool.
Oh, it just sounds so good.
It was like we just threw these steaks on. It was like, this is going to be the best Christmas ever.
Wow.
That's what we had: steak and beer for Christmas Day.
Yeah, it's amazing how excited I can get when it comes to food. Almost to like a childlike level of excitement where it's like, oh. But 60% of the time I just don't follow through with it. It's like, it's an idea I have, but it's like,
yeah,
I'll do it another time.
I think I get more excited about food than I do beer.
I think, yeah. And I'm always...
I love to do the food things, and I'm like, oh, I should have videoed that.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't quite worked out how to do it. It's like, nah, I screwed that up. It won't work. So I do like fajitas, and I have my own recipe and everything. And I thought I'll try and film this and put this out, but I've still got the film, and as much as I try and edit it, I just can't get it that it looks right.
Yeah.
I have to rethink that. But right, I'm going to call it a night.
Yeah, I think I will as well.
Same here, because I've got to Liverpool tomorrow morning.
Nice.
To get some Christmas shopping done.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
I got my granddaughter coming to visit tomorrow.
Oh, very nice.
So she's coming down or up from Ipswich. Across.
Yeah,
Across from Ipswich, we'll say.
She's coming parallel from Ipswich.
Kind of London, Ipswich, yeah. So it'd be nice to have her back in civilization. Most people in Ipswich have only got one eyebrow. Got Neanderthal in Ipswich.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I suppose it's better than 6 fingers.
I think they have that
was
as well.
Norwich. Was that Norwich? I thought they were
Norwich,
a bit sort of...
Yeah, Norwich is Ipswich, isn't it? It's all connected, Norwich.
Yeah.
One is Suffolk, isn't it?
Put the dog in the basket.
They don't like each other at all, the Norwich and Ipswich. They're very much...
Oh, yeah. Football-wise, Ipswich and Norwich. Oh, fisticuffs.
I've had some decent beers down Ipswich way down there. They've got a couple of breweries.
I've had a couple of Norwich beers before. The old Chimneys, they do some pretty decent beers.
And because beers of Europe are down there.
Yeah.
That's where they're from, down that way.
I never forget the first time I walked in there. Fucking, I was taken back by it.
Oh, it's a crazy place. It's like,
It goes on forever, doesn't it?
It goes on forever. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You could literally spend all day in there just browsing, you know, and yeah.
That's
Crazy.
right. You could take a day in there. One of the guys that works there does the YouTube videos as well.
Okay.
He does home brewing, and he gets so much beer out of there. He goes, oh, this is what I picked up today, because it's all marginally getting to out of date.
Yeah.
So it's like before they throw it, he picks it up. But he gets like some amazing beers for nothing, or next to nothing.
I think when I was there, I spent about 70 quid on beer, and I ended up getting. I looked in there like bargain bin, reduced stuff, and it had like beer louse in there, like 330 bottles, and that was going for like 75p a bottle. And I thought, I want a couple of bottles.
Yeah, they do.
It was alright.
There's crazy buys in there. Right. I shall see you anon. Thank you very much for this evening. I've enjoyed it.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure.
If I don't see you before Christmas, you have a great one.
Yeah, and you too. Both of you.
Ta-da, mate. Yeah,
Bye.
thanks for the beer.
Bye. Cheers.
Yeah, Tony, thank you for that Doppelbock. Absolutely awesome stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, so going to end this stream now. Thank you to Dean and, of course, Tony, who's just left. And, yeah, thank you for watching this live stream. See you guys later.